All right, welcome back to Boring Reviews. Nick here.
Gabe, the Night Watchman.
And Gabe and I are here ready for another music reaction. And this is another first time him listening to it, but also first time I'm listening to it. And this is a band called the SMITHS. Now, truth be told, and he just asked the question, who's the SMITHS?
Who's Smiths?
Truth be told, I know very, very little. I can't tell you any of their songs. I'm sure I'll recognize the songs, I would assume. But since we have a huge British audience, or UK audience, excuse me, I thought, okay, what are the biggest British bands of all time? So I Google searched that, right? Just curious. And just the Google search, the Smiths was like the third or fourth one. I'm like, the Smiths? And so then I go to Rolling Stone, and they had this whole article where they did their top 20 British bands. They put Smiths number 5.
What?
And I'm like, and I've heard of the name, but for some reason I always thought it was like a few hit band from like the 80s or the 90s.
Right.
That's like one of those bands that's kind of like Fish, where they're big on the concert circuit, but maybe doesn't have a whole bunch of top 10 hits. But both those outlets put in the top 5, so we're definitely going to check it out. And I just got to say, before he gets into it, I got to apologize for not knowing about it. No offense meant. I just didn't know too much about this band.
Well, first and foremost, you might have offended, an entire country there. And I'm like...
I had no idea.
And, bro, Fish is like... The only reason I even know who Fish is, because when I worked at MGM, this obscure band called Fish played at the Sphere. We're like, who is Fish? You know what I mean? Like, Fish. And it's like they've got their own following, it's almost like a cult following or whatever.
Yes.
But 99% of people, unless they're a diehard Fish fan, could not tell you who the Fish are, couldn't name a Fish song. And I'm like, so when you said Smiths, I'm like, who are the Smiths? It's funny that you mentioned that. But here's the thing, though, like, for you not to, and I think that you've got
never got into them.
But you have a very eclectic, knowledge of music, you know what I mean? Very broad. So for you to say, I don't know anything yet, Rolling Stone says they're top 5 British bands.
I know.
That's shocking to me, man. You'll probably be, to your point, you'll probably be like, oh yeah, I've heard this before. But I've never heard of the Smiths.
I couldn't even tell you what genre of rock they are. I literally know nothing about them. I would be shocked. I would be shocked if I did not recognize this song, because this is one of their... I just went to the YouTube channel. I don't think I chose the top one. Maybe I did. I don't know. I just chose one of their most popular songs. And I'm excited to check it out. But yes, for whatever reason, they just never, hit my radar. And I'm excited to check it out. We're checking out The Charming Man, or This Charming Man, excuse me. Again, offending someone else there. If you like our reaction, our first time reaction to this anyway, please don't forget to
like and subscribe.
And we're going to go ahead and...
The Smiths, okay.
Checks it out. And this is under 3 minutes, so you might already have issues with it.
You knew how I feel about those jingles.
You're so stupid.
Don't give me a jingle.
That's a Beatles thing. All right. Volume. Nope. Volume is on. Here we go. No. Okay, we're starting over again.
I was going to say, what happened there?
I'm not getting any reference.
When in this charming car, this charming man, why pamper life's complexity when the leather runs smooth on the passenger seat? I would go out tonight, but I haven't got a stitch to wear.
was thinking the same thing. Interesting. Now,
I want to know your thoughts first.
He sounds like Chris Isaac. Do you?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, as I'm listening to him, I'm like, man, this voice sounds familiar. And then I was like, oh wait, oops, I danced to "Wicked Games at My Wedding" or whatever by Chris Isaac. Savannah loves that artist, and
Great song.
so I think that's his only hit song, to be honest with you. But I don't
Great
even
song.
know. Yeah, but great song. Wicked Games, check it out if you haven't heard it before, Chris Isaac. But he's got that like masculine voice, but it's kind of like, you know, deep at the same time. But it was super. It was like a cross for me between pop and rock, to be honest with you, right? I didn't get the guitar solo, right? And, you know, I love my guitar solo. And just the tune, that like the faster, kind of more a beat, kind of, it felt like an 80s.
It's got to be late 80s, early 90s. It's
Yeah,
got to be.
like something you would hear on a
Haircut.
sitcom or something like that, you know what I mean? But, I mean, I enjoyed it. Definitely, it's not going to be an added, something that I got to throw on there. I'm shocked, though, that you didn't recognize it. Because, again, you have
I'm shocked, too.
you've never heard it, and you listen to all genres. I'm even shocked sometimes when I mention rappers. Oh, yeah, I heard that before, whatever. So, you know, let me guess, you were one of those MTV kids, like, I'll just listen to anything. Or you did a lot of driving, and you would just listen to the radio or whatever. Because you have a wide knowledge of music.
I do. I still listen to a lot of radio, and my kids, it drives them crazy because of ads.
The ads, I hate the ads.
I personally like to kind of stay with what's the current music right now, just to see if I can enjoy some of it. Now that my kids are older and they're find their own sense of music, I'm listening to their stuff too. But it started off with my dad and classic rock. I mean, that's what I listened to all the time. And then when I was a teenager, I started branching out to my own stuff, getting really heavy into like grunge and alternative and whatnot. But then it was just like meeting friends who were into country. I don't like country. And listening to it. Oh, country's pretty good. Friends that like rap. I don't like rap. And then, yes, TRL was a big part of it as well, and MTV. So kind of just all over the place. I always like listening and finding new artists. But this, if it sounds familiar at all, I can only say it may have been like in a few like high school movies where like the kids are out kind of partying, or they're like they're like hanging out of the car and kind of being free.
Yeah, like the Brat Pack, you know what I mean?
That kind of stuff, yeah.
16 Candles and, you know, that kind of film.
I love the lyrics, though. It made me chuckle a few times. A guy this handsome shouldn't care about, you know, what he wears or whatever he said. I don't got a stitch to wear. I like this song. I really, really did. It's not my typical type of music. I've got to listen to more of their songs before I say, oh, I absolutely loved it. I'm not going to lie to you guys. He's not going to lie to you guys and do that whole fake thing. But I did like this song. It was very, very catchy. And I really can't. His voice is able to do those Chris Isaac things, but I can't compare his voice to anyone else I've heard before. And this band, I can't really compare them to too much because I almost want to say like they have a Ramones feel, but Ramones are a lot more punk. This is not that. So they're just their own thing, which I like.
No idea who the Ramones are, so I'm like, Ramones.
The
okay.
Ramones, oh man, why can't I think of like, you've heard their song a million times at sporting events, their main one. It's going to drive me crazy. I'll figure it out and I'll let them
Let
know.
us know in the comments
They have
who
a
the
bunch of
Ramones
songs
are.
that my-
I wonder if you guys know who the Ramones are.
People, true 80 children know
Children
about
of
the
the
Ramones.
80s.
But anyways, let us know what you think about it. I am really curious the significance on the flowers. Like it seemed like he was just doing this, and then there was flowers everywhere. I don't know if I don't know flowers. I'm not sure. I don't think those were poppies. I don't know what the significance is. So if you let us know what that significance is, because there was flowers on the guitars, on the drums, on the floor. He's spinning around. I was just curious about that. I've never seen that music video where the lead singer is just doing that the entire time.
I'm
while
sure they were
he's singing.
I'm sure there had to be like multiple takes, or maybe he's just lip singing there or whatever. Because that would get tiring, you know what I mean?
would.
Doing that the entire video.
Almost like a security blanket. I'm not saying that's what it was, but it was interesting. Let us know what you think about our first time reaction to this. Let us know if you want us to react to some more from the Smiths. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time.
We know all things.